Hello, welcome everybody. This is actually the first time I've gone live in a very long time. So if you're watching, thank you so much. Um, yeah, we have a bunch of channel updates that I would want to just kind of get across to everyone. I figured maybe we'd have a little bit of an AMA afterwards. But really, this channel has seen a lot of growth over the course of the past few months. I am extremely grateful for that. Thank you guys so much. The community has been amazing. Um, and I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about Cool Nerd Show. And me and my buddy Scott had been doing this for on and off for like 10 years. And when this first started, we were more of an actual show. So we were reviewing a lot of movies, we were reviewing a lot of TV shows, kind of like the talking head type of thing. And that's not really reflective of what this show is now. We're jumping into a lot of retro games with Arcade Economy, which I am trying to get at least two out per month, one every other week. Scott and I also do some movie reactions that we kind of cut down, and that's right now kind of on hiatus. We're kind of figuring out what to do with that, if we want to keep going with that or not. I have a few other shows in the pipeline that I'm not 100% ready to share with everyone just yet. And it's also kind of figuring out the time. But I think right now, Arcade Economy is going to be the show that's constant and that just keeps kind of moving forward, with a little bit of maybe some shows here and there throughout in the future. So all that, I'm kind of rambling now. I want to say that the content we're putting out now isn't reflective of the name. So we're actually going to change the name Cool Nerd Show, and starting next week, the channel is going to be known as Mass Replay. Still working on a logo for that. Logo reveal will happen next week. With that, we're going to have a lot of live shows that are going to be happening as well. So I'm going to try and go live at least once a week, maybe twice a week. And the three live shows that I have to share with you guys, the first one is called Sequel Stream. So a lot of arcade games, a lot of games that I do on Arcade Economy have sequels that aren't necessarily in the arcades. So there's a lot of console exclusive sequels. Sequel Stream is going to act as a companion to Arcade Economy. So let's just use Golden Axe as an example. If I were to release The Revenge of Death Adder for Arcade Economy, the following week or a few days later, when Sequel Stream happens, I will be taking a look at one of the Golden Axe games that is console exclusive, and I'll stream through that with you guys and interacting with you guys. The second live show is going to be called Random Retro. I get a lot of comments and recommendations for games that I should be streaming. I've played a lot of games in my life. I haven't come remotely close to playing them all. So this series will be completely community suggested. I'll take a bunch of the suggestions for each week, put them into a wheel, spin it at the beginning of the show. So at the beginning of every Random Retro live show, I'm not even going to know what I'm going to play. We'll spin it together at the beginning of the show, and then I'll jump into just some random retro game. So that's my second live show. And then the third one is what I like to call New Old Games. So with the explosion of retro games in popularity over the past couple years, a lot of new games are coming out that have like a retro feel or a retro inspired feel. And I enjoy playing these a lot. I usually play them on my Steam Deck, but I can definitely play them on stream. A few that I have in mind, I know there's a new Shinobi game coming out. There's a new Ninja Gaiden 2D game coming out. Those are a couple of the games that I'd like to play on stream. As well as maybe something like Shredder's Revenge, things like that. So that way we can mix in some of the new games, but keep it old, keep it retro. So that's new old games. And then this one is a nice segue into what I'm going to be going into with memberships. But fourth live show, Arcade Economy Live. And this is something that a lot of you guys have been asking for. Why don't you stream the content that you're doing? Arcade Economy Live is going to be Patreon exclusive. And the reason being is, and the reason why I haven't streamed my footage for Arcade Economy in the past, is because I'm afraid of it competing with the actual Arcade Economy series. So if I were to stream my footage for House of the Dead, and then a week later I release the House of the Dead Arcade Economy, I'm afraid of those two being on the same channel, competing against each other, and the series I really want you guys to see, which is Arcade Economy, I'm afraid of that not kind of being hindered by my stream. Also, I'm not great at streaming, so that's something that I think I can get better with you guys. It should be a little bit easier when I have people to talk to and people interacting with me. But yeah, Arcade Economy Live is going to be Patreon exclusive. Whenever I go to record that, working on my Arcade Economy videos, I'll make sure that goes directly either into Patreon or to YouTube members. So segueing into that, I am going to be opening up memberships and Patreon, trying to get that done next week. The $3, so I have a couple tiers. $3 tier. Well, there's the free tier, which is basically just updates as they happen. You'll see them on my YouTube community as well as in Discord. $3 Patreon tier will include loyalty badges and custom emojis, which I am working on for YouTube. So this will actually be YouTube members exclusive. Thank you. I'm looking at chat. Thank you. Mark Watson said that people who aren't great at streaming are the most entertaining. Well, I hope I can fit that bill. Also, if you're in the $3 tier, you'll have a Discord role. That role is the patron role. Access to polls and access to my Arcade Economy data sheet. And I'm also going to be making graphics specifically for patrons. That will include, recently I just released my Predatory Games scale equation. So all of the numbers and the data that I'm putting in there, and just all of the data of all the games I've ever done before, is going to be included in my Arcade Economy data sheet. Second tier is the $5 tier. That's called the VIP Viewer. You'll get all the previous perks from the $3 tier, as well as the VIP Viewer Discord role. All videos ad free, and access to Arcade Economy live stream. Next tier is the producer tier. I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. That's a $25 tier. You'll get all previous tiers or perks, producer Discord role, and then a special shout out at the end of all of my videos for that month. If for whatever reason I don't produce 2 videos per month, I've been pretty consistent. There will be a minimum of 2 videos that you'll get a shout out. But if I produce more, you'll get shout out on even more of my videos, and as well as on my live stream. And then finally, the big tier is a content curator tier. That's going to be $200, but that is specifically for people who want to suggest a video for me to do. Sound of that. Thank you for the subscribe, Forrest. That's specifically going to be a tier for people who are suggesting a video and want me to push it to the front of my production. I may have some strategically placed videos in the pipeline, so your video might have to wait till those are done. But after all of my planned videos are out, that will be the next video. So, like, for example, a couple people have been requesting Ninja Baseball Batman. That is a game I eventually will do, but it's also kind of an obscure game, and as I'm growing, I'm trying to stick to some of the more popular ones to kind of build up an audience, build up a base. But if you're one of those people who really want that and you want to pay the content curator patron, I will push that to the front of my line and get that video into production. So
I like the sound of that.
Thank you. I'm seeing a bunch of subscriptions come in. Mario Von Louis. I see some people in the chat. Um, Overlord 100% rather watch people being streamers than streamers trying to be people. Thank you. So now I'm just gonna kind of open it up to you guys. That's the announcement. Is we're gonna do a name change, a channel name change. We've got some live shows on the horizon, and we've got some memberships coming. Patreon and YouTube members. I'm aiming to get this done by next week, but that's really all I had planned. So really, just a quick 15-minute stream. Unless you guys have any questions. I see DT Zal asked when I'm going to be reviewing WWF Superstars. I don't know yet. It is on my list, but probably somewhere around a big pay-per-view. So maybe my summer is pretty much jam-packed in the videos I'm looking to release. Maybe Survivor Series. I know that's a little bit of a ways away, but that could be a time where I review that. So, with that, if there's no other questions, please feel free to follow me on all of the platforms. I am on Blue Sky. I'm not really on X anymore. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and I do have a Twitch, but I'm probably going to be much more active on YouTube. Anything that I live stream on YouTube will probably also be streamed to Twitch too. So, most important question, did I get the Time Crisis foot pedal yet? Not yet. It is coming though. So don't worry. When I do some more light gun games, Time Crisis is like at the top of my list because that's one that people have really been asking for. So I can give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek at what is in the pipeline for Arcade Economy. Next game that I'm going to be doing is Jurassic Park from 1994. After that, I will be doing Superman the Arcade. Those two games I've actually played through already. I'm just writing the script, gathering the footage, starting the editing. Hello, Whitebeard Michael. And then after that, I actually have 2 open slots that I was going to connect with you guys, connect with the community, see what you guys wanted to see. I was thinking of maybe doing another fighting game since we only did Mortal Kombat. Maybe thinking of doing another rail shooter. I don't know if you guys are tired of that. Or going back to the beat-em-up genre. For the rest of the summer, I will be doing Aliens Arcade in release to Alien Earth when that releases. Shinobi, I know, like I said, the new Shinobi game's coming out, so I'm looking to do the old Shinobi game around that time. T2, people have been asking for that. That's going to come around in September. And then late September, early October, I'm going to dive into some like horror-themed games. So I'm thinking like Splatterhouse, Ghosts and Goblins, things like that. Christmas time, I'm going to be doing the Die Hard Arcade. But that's way into the future. Whitebeard Michael, I did make a couple announcements. We have a channel name change that's going to happen, a few live shows that are coming along the way, and then I went through my Patreon tiers. So please feel free to jump back and check out any of those. Andrew Borgoni, I'm loving the arcade episodes so far. Arcade Economy episodes, Rampage World Tour. So the thing about, I guess this is something we can talk about too. Thank you for the comment. Rampage, as well as a lot of other arcade games, they don't have an ending. So they just kind of keep going. So I have yet to figure out how to tackle some of those games. And some of those would include, say, like Donkey Kong or Pac-Man, or Gauntlet is a big one that everyone keeps suggesting. Those games don't have an ending. They just kind of keep going. You keep leveling up. They keep kind of getting harder. So I was debating maybe streaming it for an hour, playing through it for an hour, or maybe having kind of like an offshoot spin-off of Arcade Economy for those type of games. Still trying to figure things out. on how we're going to tackle those. But those are some games that we do get questioned often. So we'll figure that out. And then when this is all starting, I'm really aiming to try and get this done next week. I actually don't think the Jurassic Park arcade economy is going to be finished next Monday. It'll probably be next Thursday. So that's the 3rd. I've noticed when I release videos on Thursday, they tend to do a lot better than when I release them on Mondays. So I'm thinking I might set my stream day to Monday, and might set my arcade economy releases to Thursdays. And then on weeks when there is no arcade economy, I may fill that in with a stream as well. So I think that's that. Thank you guys for joining me. This means a lot. Oh, sorry, I missed a comment. What are we considering retro? So when we're talking about random retro, the game where I just kind of put a bunch of games into a wheel and spin it. I'm looking at games from the NES era, so 3rd generation, all the way to the 6th. So that's like PS2 generation. I don't really have any ambition to play any older games like Atari and Intellivision. I'm sorry if that's what you're into. Those just aren't games that ever really drew me in. NES was really the system that I kind of started on. SNES was the first system that I actually fell in love with. And then I feel like anything past the PS2 era isn't really retro. And even like PS2, for me, feels weird calling like that and GameCube retro but when you think about it, they really are kind of entering that retro age. Novus Brad, thank you for the comment. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. So, yeah. I think we'll get started next week. And I guess we can get started with Random Retro because I don't really have an arcade economy game out yet. So start sending me your suggestions. And it doesn't have to be arcade games. It can be console games. It can be, I guess it's just those two. Console games or arcade games. Asteria Custom Woodwork. Yes, there are plans to do Time Crisis. Someone actually brought that up before. I am in the process of obtaining a foot pedal so I can play it the right way. Quarter Pumper, thank you for joining. Guys, if you want to see someone play through games and arcade games in a Let's Play format, please give the Quarter Pumper a follow because he's been doing this. He actually got started before I was doing it. And his stuff is great. He's a great Let's Player too, probably much better than me. He's got a fantastic voice, so check out his channel. Okay, so I think that's it. This is really all I had planned. I hopefully will see you guys next week. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. I'm going to open up the YouTube community after this. Also, please feel free to join me on Discord. Feel free to follow me wherever. Thank you guys, and hopefully I'll see you on my first live stream next week. Give me your suggestions, anything from any arcade or anything from the NES era all the way to the PS2 era is what we're looking at. So, thanks a ton. I will see you guys hopefully next time.
I like the sound of that.